Hey everyone, it's Bigfoot, and I'm back here to introduce to you the second and final installment of our hiker interviews. If you had an opportunity to watch part one, I hope you enjoyed seeing and hearing all the interviews that we did with the hikers, especially the touching and heartwarming story of both Stick in the Woods and Bo. Now, I intend to continue to do these sorts of interviews while I'm out there on the trail in the future, but I hope you enjoy everything that we did and all the coverage that we're bringing to you from Trail Days for those of you that did not get the opportunity to attend. So, without further ado, here is our second and final installment of our hiker interviews from Trail Days 2017.
All right, I'm Easy. I'm from Coleman, Alabama. I'm hiking the trail because I always wanted to. I came ill-prepared, but I've quickly reestablished my preparedness. I'm hiking good miles now in Virginia.
So Easy, how did you get your trail name?
We were in Georgia, and I probably weighed 240, and I had probably 70-pound pack. And at the end of every big mountaintop, I'd say, this is easy, you know? I always say take it easy, so I just became easy, I guess.
Cool.
Easy.
Where are you currently on the trail right now?
Harrisburg, Virginia, at the Motor Lodge. We finally got a pool.
Oh, wow. I
It's
wasn't there last year.
awesome.
Cool. And you started, I know you started close
March
to
2nd.
March 2nd.
We stayed here in Damascus for 6 days. We stayed nearly 6 days in Gatlinburg. Stayed Blood Mountain Cabins for 4 days probably. We'd zero a lot, but after trail days, it's all over. Pushing heavy miles.
Cool, man.
We only got to do 12 a day probably.
So
Average.
if there's knowing what you know now, if you go back and talk to your former self, what's like one thing that you would tell?
Don't wear steel-toed boots that weigh 7 pounds together, like 3.5 on each foot. Get trail runners. Get a light pack. I got a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Wind Rider 3400. Just go light. Do your best. Spend your money if you're going to spend it and you really want to through hike. Spend it at the beginning. Get the best gear. Don't regret your purchase later. And if you get middle of the ground gear, get an Osprey. Get like decent gear and just be prepared.
Awesome.
Don't wear steel-toed boots.
Okay. Last question? What is the craziest, strangest, whatever story that you have?
So many, dude. It's all crazy. I don't know, dude. We've run across some crazy. We got a dude that let his bear mace out in the middle of the shelter one night. It just like, oops, psh, the whole shelter's full of pepper spray.
Wow.
We've had, just ourselves being crazy, walking too crazy. Charles Bunyan, maybe a little drunk, climbing mountains, just having fun. There's
awesome.
all sorts of crazy stuff.
That's what it's all about. Is there a way that anybody here, if they want to follow you, do you have a way to be followed?
Facebook, that's it. Just Facebook, Thomas Maddox. I put pictures on Mammoth's got more internet stuff, He's Ben Van Kooten. It's Ben Van Kooten's how it's pronounced, but it's spelled Ben Van Kooten.
Great.
K-O-O-T-E-N. It's
awesome.
Dutch, I don't know. But
all
yeah.
Right. Well, thanks, Easy. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude. It's good.
Wahoo, Clearwater, Florida.
Wahoo. All right. So how'd you get your trail name, Wahoo?
Well, I'm a Cleveland Indians baseball fan. I was rolling with the hat, and I know a lot of people get their names from others, but I was like, hey, man, we were talking baseball. I was like, you call me Wahoo, keep the chief. Although a lot of people say, oh, Wahoo like the fish, but it's like tiny and big because I'm really slow.
Hey. Awesome, man. I like it. Where are you currently at on the Appalachian Trail? What mile?
I'm in Damascus. I walked in about 4 days ago, man. I started on the 30th and
30th of April?
30th of March.
Or March, I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been 6 weeks to get here.
Awesome, man.
But now I got my trail legs and I'm doing 15 a day, although the German girl Brick goes, what are you more like, the snake or the turtle? Because I always roll like 1.5, just for injury and like that, and just calorie counting. I go slow, man. I don't want to get hurt.
There's nothing, the slowest person wins, man.
I heard someone say to me, that's the kind of pace that gets you kataded.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. All right, big question. Knowing what you know now, if you could go back in time and talk to yourself, what would be the one thing that you would tell yourself before you step foot on top of Spring Mountain?
Don't be naive, man. This shit is hard, dude. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a 10. Every time you've been watching the videos, whether yours or somebody else, the only time they're recording is when they're on flat surfaces, which is not regular. The AT goes up and go down, and Georgia will humble the out of you. But just be prepared. Like, I was training 3 times a day. I went to the gym, I ran, and then at night I would put on a backpack and walk the beach. I was in Florida, it's not up and down, but I trained hard. None of that will prepare you. Just make sure your mind is super strong, and you will get there, man. 1 foot in front of the other, baby. The trail provides.
Awesome, man. Second to my last question.
Sure.
What is the craziest, wildest story that you've had so far on the Appalachian Trail?
I guess the weather, bro. Like, the one day I walked through the rain, everybody's like, yo, I'm going to take a 0 at the shelter. I'm like, I ain't hanging out no shelter, man. I walked through the rain, pitched my tent at 2 because I was getting too wet, packed the tent back up, got to a place, there's nobody around. It's just me in the mountains, man. Dried my out. I coaxed a fire for like 2 hours, right? Got everything dry, got my tent. The craziest thunderstorm I ever heard in the middle of the night. Woke up, it was snowing, and I'm taking the video like, yeah, that's snow on my hat. My fingers are killed trying to pack up my tent. And then I'm going up the mountain. Ow, ow, ow. Hail, man. Hitting hail. But I was only 4 miles into Neal's Gap, and then I got into town. So that was the toughest. I said, that's Katata and tough. This is making me tough right now.
Yes, it is. Wow. Crazy, man. Last question. How can we follow you?
You can follow me. My name is Steven with a V, Koss, Cost the Boss. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, SCOS1001. I used to do a positive quote every day, man. You can feed that out to people because you always might make a text like, meet me at the Bardo group. Why don't you inspire somebody? Something funny, something inspirational, whatever it may be, man. Just make people think. So try that out.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
All right, guys, I'm Escape, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Escape. So how did you get your name?
Actually, this will be an early plug. It's because of my blog, escapingtheoffice.com. I do have a YouTube channel, and people that were watching me just started calling me Escape, so I just ran with it.
Awesome, man. Where are you currently at on the Appalachian Trail?
At Roan Mountain Township, where it crosses US 19.
Awesome. And so the big question of the day, if you go back in time, knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself? One thing back in Springer Mountain.
In my earlier videos, I had mentioned that I am not of the mindset of ultralight. I'm prior military and I'm used to carrying a lot of weight, so I was just like, whatever. But this is not a 3-hour ruck march and you're done with it. This is weeks on end, day after day after day after day. The pounds and the ounces do matter. There are things that you carry that you think you need, you don't. If you guys go to my channel and watch What's in My Pack video before I left, I carried a Bluetooth speaker. I sent it home after a month. I didn't need it. I had headphones already. So just the pounds. The pounds do matter. You can get away with carrying a few things that you don't need, but don't go overboard.
Awesome. Cool, man. Craziest, wildest story of your experience so far?
Honestly, it would be my last night in Georgia. If you watched a little bit more of his video about his trail days, and you might see some of the rain that Bigfoot has recorded, that happened my last day in Georgia, or the last night in Georgia. There was a storm coming into Trey Mountain, stopped there, hung out at the shelter for a little bit, let the storm blow over, but it didn't blow over till about 3 o'clock. And a group of us were like, let's go. We're going. We're booking the Plum Orchard, which is the last shelter in Georgia, if you're going Nobo. And I'm like, all right, well, I'd already laid out all my stuff. I'm on my mat and my sleeping bag and camp clothes. I'm like, well, it's going to take me a minute, so I'll catch up. By the time I caught up with them at Plum Orchard, it was dark, foggy, and I couldn't see anything. And getting to Plum Orchard is like about a quarter mile off the trail, and it's not an easy find. You have to like wind all ways through it. I finally got there, and I threw down my tent and woke up on a puddle because another storm rolled in that night.
Oh, man. Crazy. Last question, Escape. How can we follow you?
Escapingtheoffice.com is the website. Right now, my YouTube channel is not custom, so it's easiest to go to the website. But I am planning as soon as I can make it custom to be like escapingtheoffice.com or youtube.com/escapingtheoffice, or if I can't do that, ETO.
Awesome. It was a pleasure.
And sorry, there's a Facebook as well.
Oh, yeah.
Escaping the Office.
Yeah. Escaping the Office.
Yep.
Easy enough, man.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Escape.
All right, I am Loins of Arabia, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Loins. So tell us, how did you get your trail name?
It was kind of like a misunderstanding turned into a trail name, honestly. That's
Right
how-
on.
Yeah.
Cool. So currently today, where are you at on the trail?
I am right past the Grayson Highlands.
Oh, cool. So you're about 30-ish miles up.
I'm at mile 500 to be exact.
500, right at Grace Highlands. Awesome.
Right.
So, knowing what you know now, what would be one thing that if you could go back and talk to yourself, what's one piece of advice you would give yourself if you started back over?
Please do not buy that backpack that has a solar panel attached to the roof. Do not buy it. You are under a lot of trees. You will not need it. It will not work.
Yeah, solar panels really don't work very well out here.
No. I carried it for like 400 miles.
Oh, wow.
That backpack is laughed at all the outfitters. Don't carry it, Dania. Don't you carry it, girl. That's my advice to myself.
I'm surprised you were called like solar panel or something like that.
I didn't open it. I never opened it. No one knew.
Great. What is the craziest story so far you've had on the AT?
Oh gosh. There's a girl around here carrying a chihuahua the whole way. That's
Carrying a chihuahua.
She's got this little pack. She's carrying it. That's
Wow.
funny to me.
Wow, that's crazy. Cool.
There's crazier, but that's what I will give you.
Awesome.
Right.
Is there a way that we can follow you on Instagram or YouTube or any sort of vlog or blog?
It's like D Sadawi on Instagram. That's all I've got.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Rainex, and I am not from Detroit. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Great. Thanks, Rainex.
Yeah.
How'd you get your trail name?
First night on the trail, it was raining, and I was kind of whining and complaining around a campfire that I needed Rainex on my glasses. I wish it was a better story, but that's how it came to be.
And it's stuck.
Yeah, and it stuck.
Awesome. So, Rainex, where are you currently at on the Appalachian Trail?
Ooh, I wish I knew the exact mile marker, but I'm in this place called Greasy Creek Gap.
Greasy Creek Gap.
And I came up, so it's before Hampton, whatever. I came up here for trail days, yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So, knowing what you know now,
Yeah.
if you go back in time and tell your former self one thing, one piece of advice, what would it be?
Well, I'm not a thin man, and when I ordered my pack off REI, I said, well, let's just get the biggest pack you can get, right? You're a big guy, get a big pack. So I got an 85-liter Gregory backpack. And now I only fill it halfway up. I wish someone would have told me, hey, maybe go into a store and get yourself measured. And maybe, just ask someone who's actually done it before instead of just trying to read online. So I wish I would have done that.
Perfect. What is the craziest, wildest story so far you've experienced on the Appalachian Trail?
Oh, no. Oh. I'll tell you this. I don't know if it's the craziest, but after hiking for a while, and I started, getting into shape, losing a little bit of weight. Where were we at? We were in Gatlinburg, and a waitress gave me her phone number because she saw I was looking good, doing my thing. So I was stoked about that, so that's why I'm still on the trail.
Awesome. That's great. Have you called her yet?
Okay, now the story's going to get sad. I did text her, and she never texted me back. So unfortunately, that didn't work out.
Well,
but it gave me confidence. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Great. So last question. Is there a way that we can follow you? Do you have an Instagram or a Facebook page or a vlog? Or
No, I'm way too lazy to do anything like that. I just get to camp and pass out. So I don't do anything.
Do you have a friend that does some great stuff that you'd like to do a shout out for?
Yeah, I got a friend named Cody Sapp, S-A-P-P, from Augusta, Georgia. Come here, Cody, real quick. Come on.
Okay.
And Cody is a great photographer.
Okay.
And takes great stuff. So just kick it over to
You
him.
can follow all my social media at KOTYSAPP. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, I got it.
And if you're down with me, I'll be on those sites too.
Perfect.
Pictures. All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so I don't even need him to introduce himself, but I guess I'll anyway. So what's your name?
Hey man, it's the Black Appalachian.
The Black Appalachian. And where are you from?
I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, but now I live in Charlotte, man. I've been in Charlotte about 6 years, but I grew up in Asheville.
Awesome. So the world wants to know, how did you get your trail name?
Man, my trail name, man, you know, when you think about it, there's not a lot of black people out here. And that's just the honest truth. It's just an observation. So, with that being said, I already know what you're probably gonna be thinking when you first see me coming down the trail, looking like I look with gold teeth, 6'3", and hair like this. So once we can get that out the way, we good. We good. You know, it's like the ultimate icebreaker.
Yes, it is. Where are you currently at on the Appalachian Trail?
I am in Irving, Tennessee. That's at mile 342.7, if I'm not mistaken. Right at Uncle John's.
342. And when did you start?
I started April 17th, so I think this is day 34, 35, I think, maybe.
Perfect. All right, the big question of the day. Knowing what you know now, if you go back in time and ask your former self that stepped foot on top of Springer back on the 17th of April, what would be the one thing you would tell him?
My former self. Let me see. Get better rain gear.
Better rain gear.
Definitely.
Right on. All right. Second last question, actually. What is the craziest, wildest story on the Appalachian Trail so far? Your experience.
The wildest story, I don't know, just the community, man. You just never expect it to be what it is. It's just so giving, man, and you've never experienced nothing like this in 9-to-5 society, you know. So just the fact right there, this community right here, how it's so tight-knit, and you ain't got to worry about no maliciousness or just none of that everyday life. Yeah, that's probably
Awesome.
the craziest thing.
Last question. How can we follow you?
Man, you can catch me at the Black Appalachian, actually, on my YouTube channel, also on my Instagram, and on my Facebook is logo STG. That's LOGO spacebar STG.
All right. Black Appalachian, it was a pleasure.
Man, it's a pleasure, man. Hey, once again, as always, love and light. Peace.